What? I'm live. Holy crap. All right. And welcome back. This is your man Warrior, and I am doing my weekly Scissorman account. We're going to be going in and checking it out. Let's see who is out there. Who's out there in the Netherlands? Hello. Well, hello there. Hi. What's happening, Jacob and Zachary and Ryan and James and Quincy and Max? Everybody's hopping on. Hopping on. Hello. Olo. Hey. I'm assuming you got Malik on this account, right? Yeah, you're right, Barrett. Yep, I got me some Malik in my free-to-play account. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Ryan's asking how I'm doing Very good. Spooky finally made a stream. Sweet. Robert, what's happening? So I'm by my lonesome today. I'm kind of got a busy day. I've got a cat who's kind of on her deathbed. We got her at the surgery last night or yesterday. She's home, but she won't like eat or drink or take the pain meds and stuff. So it's a bit awkward. So I've got that. I got my dog going to get stitches out because he got mauled by another dog. No joke. My other dog was killed by the other dogs, and my other dog survived but got totally and completely mauled. It was 2 months ago that this happened to my dogs, and my dog's just now going to get these like super stitches out because of the injuries that he sustained from that. So it's a bit weird, things like that happen, and then there's like life, at work and whatnot. I had a guy transfer to Alaska and kind of left me by my lonesome out of nowhere. So that's why I've been working a lot. And the last 2 months I've been moving, so that's been fun. Not really, I lie, but I get my second home. The home I moved from is hitting the market this week, and I'm hoping it'll sell in 1 to 2 weeks. In fact, fun fact, where I live, the market where I live is the number 10 best market in the entire United States of America for the year 2019. And it has the highest appreciation rates. So I'm looking forward to getting rid of that and putting that chapter behind me. Looking forward to my animals recovering because God knows I love my animals for real, man. And I'm looking at, jumping in and doing some weekly Scissorman. I've got some stuff I got to do. In fact, today's my day off and I have to go to work today. Isn't that the way it works? Being the manager is not what it's cracked up to be. Take it from your man, Warrior, Scissorman Warrior. But I'm not asking for any sympathy. That's just life. Everybody's got a story. Everybody's out there struggling in their own way. So the idea of my whole name, Warrior, is the fact and the ability to take these adversities and just overcome them. And the way you overcome them is what makes you who you are. It makes you a stronger individual. It makes you more resolute. It makes you more tenacious. It makes you an overall better human being, and it teaches you a lot of really good life lessons. There's always a lesson in there somewhere, so it's not a big deal. In fact, life's good right now. I'm really excited. I'm happy I'm able to jump in before I head to work in an hour and a half. Actually, I'm headed to work in about an hour. So I've got time to hang out with you guys and chill and have some fun. So we are in Scissorman. I want to kind of go through, like I always do, the basics of the account, kind of where we're at, what we're doing, that kind of thing. So let me pull up the pillar system really quick. And I'm almost 100% done with Pillar 1, and I am heavy into Pillar 2. I am, farming for those rebels. I'm farming for the First Order, and I'm working on those, dark side characters like Jolie Bindo. So we're definitely, basically in Pillar 2 now. There's a couple of little follow-ups in Pillar 1. I'm still kind of finishing Talia, Sabine. I've got a little bit left with them. And then I also have to finish up, Kira and Kylo Ren Unmasked. But I am still heavily moved over into Pillar 2. And remember, events really affect whether you're going to go back and forth or stay in one pillar, or you're going to hop to the second pillar for a minute and then go back to Pillar 1, or then hop to Pillar 3 and go back to Pillar 2, because the events are basically going to dictate what characters are a priority to work on, and then you try and get the character in its highest form and then go back to your original priorities, if that makes sense. So yeah, Bastila is done. Jolie is at 5 stars, I think. 4 or 5 stars for me. Elder's at 4 or 5 stars. Working on First Order. I've got old Ben 7 stars already. I actually got Luke 7 stars this week. I'm working on Dengar when he drops. And I've got First Order Officer, I believe, at 5 stars. I think I have both of the Rebels from the Squad Arena store at 4 or 5 stars consecutively. And in Galactic War Store, I'm currently working simultaneously Biggs and Captain Phasma, almost forgot her name. And then I actually got, if you guys watched my stream a few weeks ago, I got my R2-D2 to 7 stars. Crazily enough, I have a video for it, so I got to make the video and put it out. But I did it with a couple of Gear 7s, a couple Gear 8s, and 1 Gear 9, and I did not have Emperor Palpatine or Darth Vader, and those are like 2 kind of gimmies, easies to really go through that event, and I didn't have either one. It was Range Trooper from Pillar 1 that actually made it possible for me to actually get through it and win. I got that video. I just need to make it a video and put it out there for everybody. The next time that event comes around, they'll have those minimalistic characters and be able to see how we did it. Now, let's go ahead and bounce in. Let's take a look. Hold on one second. I think I am frozen. All right, I'm not frozen anymore. That's good. I hate when it does that. Let's go ahead and look at character development. So you can see I have Darth Vader in the top, and the reason why, he's Empire and he's ships, and so he's important. R2-D2, by the way, I got Darth Vader to 7 stars. I've been trying really hard. In fact, right before R2-D2, he just stopped showing up in the ship store completely for the previous week. Every single refresh, he was not in there. When he was in there, basically at least 1 refresh a day prior to that. So I find that funny and ironic, but that's okay. R2-D2 got to 7 stars, got him Gear 7, and I'm working on leveling him up and getting his abilities up. I got Luke Skywalker to 7 stars. That was really kind of the goal, was to get him to 7 stars and then move on. In fact, for now, because I'm not focused on gear, I got him 7 stars. I'm taking him out of favorites. I've got Han Solo unlocked. I unlocked him this week, so that's pretty cool. And Han Solo is Gear 6, working on getting him leveled up and geared up and his abilities up. Of course, Bosk is for ships and for bounty hunters, so pretty excited about that. I've thrown Jedi Consular back in, and this is sadly why. I don't want to take him 7 stars, but Yoda's coming back in the next 6 weeks or less. And when he comes back, I need to get his 7th star, and I have to have 5 7 stars, of course, and I have 4 7 stars, and so I actually have to have a 5th, and my Jolie is 4 stars. You can see Jolie Bindo right there. And he's definitely not ready to go. So Jedi Consular is crazy. It's kind of a necessary evil. He does have a ship, but if you go to find, you can see this guy is everywhere. You can do a mad dash in Cantina if needed, and he's got 3 of these 12 nodes that have 5 attempts each. That's 15 attempts without refreshes. And you got unlimited Cantina based on how much crystals that you have. So pretty cool. So yeah, again, don't really want to develop him, but I know in the next like 4 weeks, I got to get him his last 85 shards. Kylo Ren is what I'm currently farming for in Cantina, trying to finish him off. If you noticed, he's not finished, but Luke was. The reason for that was I wanted to get the stars on Luke because that event, when it comes back around, requires 7-star characters. And so I'm trying to get the stars first for those characters, even though the event's off in a couple of months. So that way I can, when the next time comes around, I can just focus solely on gear and gearing up those specific characters. Kylo Ren is also in ships, and he's a dark side ship that I use. Jango Fett has obviously Bosk's ship in it, and he's bounty hunter, and he's awesome. So he's in here for both ships and for just bounty hunters. Dengar has been dropping decently. Anytime I see him in the store, I buy him up. And then Jolie Bindo, of course, for Jedi, for Arena, for Old Republic, for, Revan, all of that. Princess Leia and Stormtrooper Han are only in here for one purpose, and that's the stars. I'm equally farming them. You can see 51 is 65, 51 is 65. So I've easily got them just equally going up with Arena currency. And then the last few are actually Jyn Erso and Cassian and K2SO. You can see their gear levels 4. 3 stars, 4 stars. I've been working on Jyn for a while because she doesn't drop in that store often. So I make sure I have tons of that currency. And then anytime those characters drop, I buy whoever's dropping. The Ewoks, Dengar, Jyn, whoever's in that store. When they're available, I do that. And then, of course, Cassian and K2SO and Jyn, I'm passively working on getting some extra shards for those characters when I can, and then also slowly developing their ship. The thing is I can't go any further in ships on stars until I get that 5th light side ship, and specifically Rebels. And so specifically they fixed that. I don't know if you know, but with the Executrix, or not the Executrix, I'm sorry, the Chimera, they did have it broken for a long time. You could go in with only a couple of ships and the rest could be any light side and it would let you play. They have since fixed that, so you can't. Let's go over to ships real quick. And let's go to Rebels. And now they do actually unequivocally require the Rebel tag. And so here's my Rebels. You can kind of see I've got Ghost. Well, you gotta love the credits situation here. I've got him 7 stars, but it's 1 million, and I've only got 400,000. So I'm not going to be able to promote him for a minute. But Phantom is in the same boat, almost at the top. And so I've got a couple more purchases for Phantom. Cassian I just unlocked at 4 stars. It's my last in the run of all of them. Biggs is getting close to being finished as far as star count goes. And Biston's U-Wing and Wedge are kind of just... they're getting there, man. It's difficult. Ships, really, I know why everyone hates them, and it's because they say it's not fun. The biggest part is everyone does want to be hyper-focused for the most part, and it's like impossible to stay on target when you're staying on target for characters, and then you have to stay on target for ships. And it's a completely different game, basically, and it divides you. In fact, I want to show you something kind of cool, and then I'm going to head into comments for a minute. If we go to stats, where was I? 4th and 14th. Not bad. Okay. So if you look at my galactic power, it's almost 1 million galactic power after 15 weeks. This is nutty, but I think the reason why is my ships. Look at that ship, man. My ships are the same as my characters. Now, when I go in a character-only territory war or Grand Arena, I do really well. I actually have won all of my Grand Arenas. I've only played 2. I did 3 battles the first time, and then I've done 1 or 2 battles the second time. I think 2 battles the second time, and I've won all 5 battles. The galactic power for characters is one of those things where 467,000. I'm pretty hyper-focused. I do really well. When they add that one ship node, it really messes with me, because then I get people that have like crap ships and they can't even clear my ship, but I can't clear their characters because they got a bunch of Gear 12 Zeta characters because they have 800,000 in galactic power, and I don't have 800,000 in character galactic power. So kind of interesting. I'm going to go back really quick in comments, see any tags really quick. Sev says, what's up? Ryan says, I'm kind of where you're at. I have another Zeta to use, and I already Zetaed my Basti. Who should I Zeta next? So Ryan, I'm actually in the same situation, and there's a couple of things thought-wise for the next Zeta. The first is, obviously, Ezra's a damage dealer, and his flourish is a ton of damage. It's 50% extra damage. He gets additional turn meter, defense up, and it basically allows him to take 2 turns immediately after he uses that flourish, which is super powerful. So I really like this one, but this is probably not going to be my next one. And then we also have Grandmaster Yoda. Now, this is the one I'm leaning towards because battle meditation can be used with any Jedi team, and there are a ridiculous amount of really high-end quality Jedi teams now. The foresight is so critical. You guys have no idea how amazing foresight is unless you use it. And the additional turn meter, he gets to immediately take another turn. So he gets to grab stuff, take another turn, spread the foresight. It's really nice. It also reduces the cooldown and gives additional turn meter. I mean, this is a really, Battle Meditation's a really awesome long-term Zeta. In fact, his leadership is pretty good too, but his battle meditation's better. So it's either Yoda or the next time that Emperor Palpatine comes around, I'm going to be getting Emperor Palpatine 7 stars. In fact, that will be easy. And he is bound to come back very soon because he was in January, I believe, because that was one of the first characters I got to take a shot at and on my free-to-play account. And I only had 5-star Phoenix in that first month. And so I only got him to 5 stars. And his event is one of the easier events on the game. And you can see I've got him kind of developed, 73 level 6s and 7s, some potency on him, 5-star. He's not anything special, but he's an easy gear. I mean, look at this. This is the only piece I've got left, and that'll come with time. And he's already gear 8, so he'll be gear 9 pretty easily. So Emperor Palpatine's leadership is probably going to be number 2 or number 3, but because of Yoda being in my my team and him being just so much more viable right now where I'm at, I'll probably do Grandmaster Yoda's battle meditation. I think it makes a lot of sense to really do that for where I'm at. Let's see. Hans Omar says, have you noticed some glitches on the sim dynamic and loot presentation? I have not. Matthew says, probably milking it at this point, but are we going to do story time? Matthew, I will do my very best to remember story time today because I actually have a lot of fun doing that. I think that's something that people enjoy, and it's always fun getting to know other people and kind of what they do in their life. I've got Jacob donating 20 from Denmark, and he says, greetings, warrior from Denmark. And if you guys don't know, my family lineage, less than 80 years ago, came from Denmark. Actually, it's 90 years ago now, basically 91 years ago, came from Denmark, kind of fleeing, the original conflict, World War I and stuff, and they came to America to kind of get away from that conflict, and went through Ellis Island and everything like that. And Denmark is near and dear to my heart. So what's up, Jacob? Tanner, what's up, brother? He was a patron. Hey, warrior, it's been such a long time. Thank you very much for tossing me a couple bucks. That's very sweet. Barrett says, sorry to hear about that territory war loss the other day, but I guess the greater Canadian team won. Ooh, bird. Ow. Yeah, Scissorman account is with Force Canada. We're awesome, but we win, we lose. It's just like, I think, about every other guild. And so that's awesome. Way to stick it to us, Barrett. All right. So Nopai is asking, isn't it better to do Yoda because of your arena team? So I did say I'm probably going to do Yoda. I'm going to probably put his Zeta on, and that makes the most sense. That was my final, basically, assessment. But just for the record, Territory War and Grand Arena are a thing, and Emperor Palpatine definitely has to be in the top 3 because I have to start diversifying teams, and leaders make an entire team go from being meh to amazing. And so the Emperor Palpatine Zeta takes that whole team to a whole nother level and makes the difference. Now, I bet you guys are wondering how I handled the last Grand Arena. So let's go to Grand Arena. Let's go in. There's only 4 hours left. I think there's there's Tama. So for Tama, I set my defenses, and he set his defenses. They were difficult. He set his biggest teams. There was 2 Gear 12 teams. I was kind of blown away that he had Gear 12 at this low, but he didn't have anything to attack. He didn't leave himself any offense. That's a shame. And I was setting some kind of like medium teams, right? Like Dengar under Bosk and stuff. But I mean, my teams are weak, man. They're weak. And he didn't even try because he just didn't even try. But his teams were, pretty good. Let's see what was in this front line. That was a Zeta Hera, not anything super good. Gear 9. What was up here? And then he had, a Zeta. And then in the back row, he had some of his Gear 11 and 12. Let's go to the next battle because that's the one I'm in now. Sir Hopper won his last one, so it's we're round 2. And this was a insane battle. I came in and he just had cleared my board, Willy womped me, and he got 1128, and that's awesome. That's actually decent efficiency for only 4 teams. And so I had set kind of the same teams. I set this. He got a single clear, right, on that. And then he came over here and he got a single clear. I just did some rebels. That's, some offensive powerhouse, but not really because they're not started and geared up. And then up the front here, I put my Imperial Troopers. A little bit of synergy, right? That's what I'm looking for, is some synergy to try to make sure that they know what they're doing. And then I put some, Phoenix. I wanted to put some medium difficulty teams with synergy, so it forced them to really think about what they were going to go against. But it was a full clear, 1128. That was nearly perfect, really close. And so then I had to come in and I had to beat this team, and this team had a Gear 11, a Gear 10, and a Gear 9, and it was all Jedi. And this was actually a difficult team to beat. Their Yoda was super powerful, even at Gear 9. I just forget how hard he can hit for. And surprisingly, Mace, who sucks, did really well. He was hitting hard. Luckily, I took in a team with Thrawn, and I was able to regenerate protection and end that battle with extra protection and get those extra little points, which was my goal and the reason why I took Thrawn in, because I wanted to do that. Plus, fracturing Yoda gave me the chance to kill Yoda without him being a threat. And then in this front slot, he had a Zeta Bosk with Greedo, who shoots even at Gear 8 for a lot, 10 to 15K, which is kind of crazy because he can shoot multiple times. And then Geonosian Soldier to call assists. Now, this is kind of genius at this level because the Geonosian Soldier calls assists and only the bounty hunters can apply the contract, right? Well, if you're calling bounty hunters to assist, you're going to apply that contract. And the likelihood in a 3v3 to be able to get Bosk's contract is to have someone that shoots multiple times, which is Greedo, which he's also going to be called to assist. Like, this was super smart. And if you look, my team's powers were all around 25K, man. That's like... And this is 45,000. This is a decent Zeta team. He definitely had more Zetas than me, and it was a good team. But I took in my arena team. Basically, I took in Yoda and Bastila, and I think Old Ben, and I beat it. Now it took a minute. It took like 3 minutes to beat it, so it was kind of a difficult thing. In the back here, it exposed a Gear 11 Akbar, a Gear 9 Luke, and then a Ahsoka. Ahsoka wasn't really the problem. She's only Gear 7. Luke actually kept stunning my characters, and I was trying to stun lock their team, but Akbar kept cleansing and giving them extra turns, lots of damage. So I lost all of my protection. So I was afraid after clearing this one that I wasn't going to win due to points, because at this point I only had one left. It was back here, and I had to get a certain threshold of points or I wasn't going to win at all. And when I came in, I was like, 2 heavy hitters, but super fragile behind a tank that's Gear 11. I don't even have that many Gear 11. So I was like, wow, this is going to be a mess. So I tried to take the characters out as fast as possible, but as you know it, he taunted, and so it was kind of difficult. And that they were hitting still for like 10K, and my guys only have like 20,000 health and protection. So it was difficult, but I was able to win. And after I won, I got out and I looked, and the points won over. This could have gone either way. Efficiency was luckily on my side by a single point. So pretty crazy. What's a good, let's see, Jacob asks, what's a good GK defense team? And you could go GK lead with Anakin and Ahsoka. You could go GK lead with Barriss and Fives. You could go GK with Barriss and, or with Fives and Ayla Sakura. You could go with GK, Anakin, Ayla Sakura, because you want to kill Ayla, you know. There's so many combinations, but definitely make sure it stays synergistic. That's kind of the most important thing. And then how far along are my raid characters? That's a good question. So I just showed you my Han Solo is at 5-star. He's of course the first unlock for most people logically. And then we come down all these level 1s. Oh my goodness, it's so sad. General Kenobi, yay! I'm only 19 away. I'm getting, I think 6. So I'll be at 144 of 45 after 3 more raids. So it's going to take 4 more raids. I think that happens for everybody. Everybody goes to 144 of 145. So yeah, 4 more raids and General Kenobi will be unlocked. And then I get to start the nightmare that is his gearing, but still I would be blessed to be able to gear him because he's definitely going to be a great character in my arena team. Also, Darth Treya is about halfway done, although she's kind of in-game, and so having her, I'll be able to passively work on her, but I still have a hard time getting the rest of her, entourage, so it's going to be a minute. They really are hard to get and hard to farm and hard to everything. So that's the basic gist of kind of where I'm at. Let's see. Let's go ahead and let's see. What rebel ships do you recommend unlocking for the Chimera? I did go in there really quickly, but you can see Wedge, Biston, Biggs, Cassian, and Ghost and Phantom. So Ghost and Phantom, they're the easiest kind of to get up. Biggs is next. Those 3 are really easy. And then if you can do Biston and Wedge, those are the easiest next 2. Cassian's is the hardest, but Cassian's, in my opinion, is necessary. So no matter what, you're going to have to get him up. He's like one of the best reinforcement ships in the entire game. Zachary asks, why don't you gear up all those other characters? Yeah, so this is a free-to-play account, guy. Zachary. Really can't focus on that many characters. I don't know if you see, I'm like trying to be hyper-focused, and I mean, you can see I got a lot of gear 6. I've got some gear 10 and 11 because I focused on my front arena and my front ships characters first, and now I'm starting to diversify a little bit. But yeah, it's difficult, man. You gotta definitely balance it for sure. Let's see, what do I have? I got guild donations. Very cool. Oh, we lost. That's too bad. Territory wars, but we still get rewards. So all of this I can use for sure. Currency, all of that good stuff. Very good. So we're gonna take that. You win some, you lose some. It happens. Let's see. I have some stuff in there. I think it is. Let's see. What is this? Oh, I'm working on Grand Arena Contender. I will be getting these items if I can just conquer 2 more territories. That's all I got to do. Yeah, win a battle on offense with an undersized squad. I did that this last territory war. I only took in 2. I took in Bastila and Yoda. I think that's right. Yeah, Bastila and Yoda was my undersized. Win 3 battles on offense on first try, yep, and conquer 10 territories. So this is a really kind of easy but nice thing. The last thing I got was 5 Zetas and 10 ship Omegas. I thought that was a really good level 2 award. I wish there was kind of more of them. And then what's this? Oh, Tactical Genius. This is the next one that I've got to do. I've got 10 unique buffs. I've got to do some dazing, so I got to bring in my dazers. That'll be fun. I'm probably going to have to use, basically, I've got, let's see, Phoenix Squad, there's my Dazer. That's about it. And then revive an ally. I don't really have any revivers leveled up. I mean, DACA isn't really, nope. And, yeah, I don't have many. So I don't know how that's going to work. It might take a minute to get these, but man, this is good rewards here too. So yeah, that'll be good. There's a couple of good opportunities there. Let's see. What team should I use for Rancor and AT-AT? It depends on kind of what you have. There's a ton of teams and stuff out there. I mean, CLS and Han Solo can do the Rancor by himself, and AT-AT you can take in JTR with C-3PO, R2-D2, BB-8, CLS. I mean, you can take in, Hermit Yoda. There's a bunch of really great ones you can do that. Steven says, I have an account that has Treya, but stopped playing months ago. Should I back up and restart, or would it be out of control? It's up to you. If Arena isn't everything to you, then you can kind of skip Arena. It's up to you as to whether you want to start all over and stuff. That's kind of a heavy push to try and start all over, even if you have Treya. Let's see. Bomb. Alrighty, got that. And let's see. I want to develop. We're doing Cantina, so we're going Kylo Ren. So we're going to find his stuff. And we're going to do 3 of these. And we're just going to do 10 at a time. His drops tend to do really well, a third of the time for the most part, 25 to 35%. It's really great. This is actually a super fast farm if you hyper focus on it. A lot of people do hyper focus on it. I kind of put it to the side for some other characters. Let's see where the ship is at. Yeah, 45 of 85 and 35 of 85. So they're pacing pretty good together. My light side, dark side battles that I'm kind of doing right now, it's kind of a run. I do Bosk, Jango Fett, and Jolie, and I do a refresh because you only get 5 attempts, and I need at least 10 attempts a day. It's really difficult to get any kind of progress without the extra refreshes. So we're going to add the 350s so I get my energy, and then we're going to do the 5. Come on, big. Okay. We'll do the 25. We'll refresh it, do 5 more, and I got 2. So I got 3 today. That's not terrible. I mean, it is terrible, but it's not terrible in relevance to what happens normally. Let's see, Django. This is for the ship and for Django. I got 1 of each. This is a nice node, though. I mean, look at this. I got a couple of the stun cuffs, so I've already got a stun cuff chilling. That's great. And let's see, multi-sim. Let's do this again. I'm trying to do it twice. And I got some more stun cuffs, and I got 1 more of him. Again, it's all relative. And then we're going to go over to my... Whoops. There we go. Jolie Bendo. And I almost never have 5, so a lot of times it's 3 or 4 for him with energy left over. But we're going to go ahead and do all 5 today. And I got 4 out of 5. Yay. Since his event's not going, it seems like I've been doing pretty well. 2 to 4 every single day with no refreshes. 2 to 4. So that's awesome. And those are my light side, dark side, and Cantina. Galactic War, I am happy now that I can just sim it. It does take a ton of time. And for the majority of the time, I want to just be able to hit go and be done. There is one event today, and I'm pretty sure I can't participate in it. Jakku. Required units. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's Night Sisters. And I level 1 Night Sisters. Woohoo. I've got to develop those at some point, and they're great, really, really, really great. But it's not till about tier 3 that I really start focusing on, kind of putting together that Night Sister team. So I got to be patient. It's okay that I don't do that. I've got 4 of 5 characters, so this will be another time. And this one I have 0 of 3. Another time. Rey is really in-game. She really is in-game. So it's not a big deal to go in, see events, and know that you can't participate in those events. Side note, some people might want to know, are these, things worth it or whatever? If you are not free to play, if you're, kind of a dolphin or a whale, if you needed General Kenobi, that's decent. The rest you can free to play farm. These little guys for like whatever, $20 or whatever, give you a little bit of everything, some gear, blah, blah, blah. If you're a whale or a dolphin, obviously if you needed these items, you could just purchase them, and it's like a quick speed up of all those things. But everything in here is stuff you just naturally get over time, and the quantities are small. It's not like a ton, 50 50 50 100 120, so you're not even able to do more than a few. But I know that for some people, spending a little bit of money to get some fully crafted gear is kind of a big deal. So, you know, if you guys wanted to do that, great, but it's not something that you have to do. You can get all these things totally on your own over time, and enjoy the grind, right? Enjoy the grind of the game. Let's see, ships. I got fleet challenges to do, and I did max this out. So finally, and so now I can multi-sim, even though there's only one. And then Mace requires the same thing that Akbar requires, which is six light side ships. So if you go to required units, you can see I've got him. I've got, you know, my Phoenix ships. I've got Biggs, and I've got 2 others that are 5-star, but I have to have another 5-star. And I was running with this ship just to try to, you know, get it there, but now I'm working on Cassian's ship. It was kind of which one was I able to develop first. So that would all come with time. Not too concerned about that. Fleet battles, we're going to go in, and I'm trying to develop out the rest of my fleet, the ships that I have to have for light and dark side, getting them 7 stars, getting them leveled up. And this definitely includes this ship. So we're going to go ahead and get some extra energy. Let me see where I'm at. 272. We want to keep some of our crystals. We'll multi-sim all 5. Give me 2, give me 2, give me 2, 1. Okay. That's about right. We'll go to level 2, and I'm going to do the same thing for Boba Fett. Boba Fett's ship is dark side. Need it. Plus, it's also a bounty hunter ship. You're going to have it for the bounty hunter event. We got 4. Give me 2, give me 2, give me 2, 1. I always try to ask for what I want. It never works. But Andrew, what's happening, brother? Andrew says hi. And I got a question. Delave says, do you think JKA and Ahsoka will make it to any pillar now that they are buffed? Not Ahsoka. Jedi Knight Anakin is not on the pillar system, but he is a part of the free-to-play guide. The way it works is in ships, you can go for any ships you want. You can farm his ship if you wanted to, and you could get him out of the ship's currency. So that's one of those guys you could you could develop on the side if you wanted to, but he's not kind of like prescribed as you will for anything. It's a good rework, but I think they're going to try to make every character viable at some point, and you can't farm everyone. It's just not a possibility. So, all right, we've done those. Let's see if I've done my main challenges. Nope. Let's get some Omegas. I want some Omegas. No. Denied. Denied. All right, let's clear out some of this. See what else I'm forgetting. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. All right. Oh, mod battles and some purchases. Yeah, for sure. We got to do mod battles and purchases. Shipments are good. Let's go to mod battles. So I do buy a lot of mods every day, multiple refreshes every day. But today, what I want to do is I want to go to, let's find Ezra. I just got a mod for Ezra yesterday. I've been farming crit chance for like 4 days straight, 3 refreshes every day, plus all my other energy. And he only had a 4-dot mod here. And I finally was able to get rid of that 4-dot mod for a 5-dot mod with crit damage, a crit chance, crit damage set. Crit chance set with crit damage primary with speed secondary was literally I've been farming for 15 weeks to get, and this is the first one in all of the game that I got. So these are super rare, and I want to try to get a little bit more speed or a little bit more offense on this mod. So let's get some of this, and let's go ahead and let's give ourselves some mod energy. And we'll just do 20. There we go. So we got enough. And let's go ahead and slice it. All right, you guys, I need all of the good juju from everybody out there. Give it to me. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I need it. Come on. Here we go. Speeder offense, speeder offense, speeder offense, speeder offense. Potency. The game could hear me. The game could hear me. And I can't slice because I have no gear 12. So this stuff's just stacking up. I hope by the time I'm finally able to pop a few over to gear 12, I'm going to be able to just blast it. Hands up. All right, let's do a little bit more. Let's do a little bit more. I think my Han Solo is quickly approaching usability. Han Solo's pretty good, and I got some decent mods on him. I did a speed set, and I did crit chance set. And the reason is I had this, which was critical damage with speed secondary and offense. And I couldn't get it with crit chance, so I'd used it with speed. And he doesn't need speed. He needs the crit damage or offense. So, but I don't have the mods to do that, so I used a speed set. So let's go ahead and come down here. This is offense, so this is a good one. And I also did offense up here, which is one of the reasons why I did, a speed set. It makes sense. This is a good one. It's got 14. It's only ever rolled speed. So that's a good one to roll. 14 secondary. That's awesome. Let's go ahead and slice this little baby. And let's go ahead and, I want to have some energy for other mods. So there's 19. Wow, okay. So we can definitely slice this one. Come on, give me speed. Speed. Protection. Boo. You got to slice a lot of them to get what you want. All right, we need come on. Let's divide it up. 26 of 25. Perfect. And I need a little bit more of this. Come on. I need it to drop really high. Come on, drop really high, really high. 8. There we go. Perfect. At least the drop rates are being kind to me today. All right, here we go. This is an offense mod with secondary speed, and it's all it's rolled. So hopefully it's going to roll speed again. Here it goes. It's rolling speed, you guys. You heard it here first. Speed. Offense. That's okay. I'm okay with offense. Offense or speed. Those are really great secondaries. And 14 speed with 71 offense. That is for my free-to-play account, my goodness, that's a great mod. That's a really great mod. I know some of the guys on the leaderboard have some better mods than me, but they're able to spend a little bit more money in doing what I'm doing here. So they're going to have some better mods. It's okay. You got to take what you can get. And this is nice. I'm pretty happy with this. Han Solo is crappy right now. I mean, he's gear 6. Gear freaking 6. And, but I was able to give him 75 speed, some crit damage, and so far over 300 additional damage. So that's pretty exciting. Once he gets his gear up, that will be definitely a much bigger deal. Bam. We got to take him to 76. Let's do it. 76. Let's see if I have an Omega. I'm pretty sure I have an Omega. Because I'm going all in on him. I mean, obviously I'm farming him and stuff, but additional damage, bonus turn meter, remove turn meter. Yes, turn meter removal. Ha! Let's see, I need more of these. I don't think I have any more energy. I think we spent it all. Yep, we spent it all. Let's see, people saying, hey, let's see, what are your squad arena opponents based on? So your opponents are based on when you start the game. So I started 15 weeks ago, and my leaderboard was already created, and they had started within the month or two. I say month or two because they gave away an achievement for the 3rd year at the end of November, beginning of December, and I have some people on my leaderboard with that achievement. So my leaderboard had to have been developed at the very end of November, and I started in January. So there was people on the leaderboard for a little over a month before me because they got that achievement, and I didn't, and I started in January. So let's look at the squad arena. I'm going to show you kind of what I'm, looking at. So yeah, there's Bodhi. Bodhi has his payout directly before me. When you get into the top 20, there's some, everyone has Zetas. When we go to ranks though, top 10's pretty hardy. Zeke is probably cheating. He has no Zetas whatsoever. He's gear 8, gear 9, gear 10, 10, 10. I can beat his team in about 40 seconds on full auto, no targeting. It's a really, really easy team to beat. I looked at his, fleet, and it's like, meh, these are trash characters. So it's one of those guys that I'm pretty confident after having gone against the top 10 that this is not somebody who can win, which is too bad. Jagged Dre is got, Darth Revan. Two Kreb Paz has a regular Revan with 3 Zetas. I mean, this is a really good team. He's already got 3 Zetas on the Revan. He's got basically the whole build out, but General Kenobi. He's got a Zeta on Jolie. If you could beat this, man, you're crazy. This is nuts. This is just absolutely nuts. Of course, Yoda with his unique Zeta already. The guy doesn't care quite as much about ships, but he's still in the top 30, so that's really good. There is some Zeta EP that can kind of cut in, and when they cut in, then I come in behind and beat them, because I can beat them. I just can't beat a lot of the Revan teams. The Revan teams are difficult. And then we go back to a bunch more Revans. There's a bunch of double Zeta, triple Zeta, quad Zeta teams in the top 10 with that. Avalar is great. He's doing his own thing. He's actually using the Imperial Troopers. This is a team that with Bastila, I can beat this pretty easily, actually, within a minute without losing anybody. So I do like the fact that he can beat some of the other teams, because that gives me a target that's in the top 10 that I can take out. So all the Emperor Palpatine teams are pretty easy for me to beat. And you can see they kind of climb in and cut their way through the Revans. So there's that. The only Emperor Palpatine team I struggle with is this one, and it's because everything's gear 11 and 12. He's got a double Zeta, and his speeds are really good, really good. And then a lot of them, most of these guys are running, of course, with Bastila Fallen, and this one even has a Zeta on Bastila Fallen. Gear 12 characters, it's starting to get deep in here. So yeah, and then after that, after the top 10, it starts to kind of fall. You start to see, bounty hunters and First Order and a bunch of us with a Zeta, Bastila. So Fly, he has a Zeta on Jolie, so I think that's why he's able to compete, because he can lose his team and bring them back. So that's pretty good. So that is good. Let's do a battle in ships really quick. 'Cause I enjoy. Whoops. Wrong button. Lang says, wow, a Darth Revan in the mix. Yeah, there was like 3 or 4 Darth Revans and like 3 or 4 regular Revans. The top 10 at one point was like 8 of 10 were all Revans or Darth Revans. There's also a Night Sister team that wasn't even present in the top 20, but it goes number 1 every day. And that Night Sister team, I can't beat. Even with all my additional tenacity and everything, it's just too stinking fast. So yeah, there's that. So I don't want to take the number 1 spot, and Mars Fern has a payout after mine, which is like in 8.5 hours. So his payout's in like 10.5 hours. So he's not going to have a problem with me doing a battle at all. I have switched one. I'm in Thrawn still. Thrawn's like the catch-all great, ship, capital ship. It's also my most powerful. I've got my Geos, of course, and then I'm using my 2 rebel ships in the back lineup. I am using this bad boy, TIE Advanced, because it has a dispel, target lock, high damage, and it's basically finally about equal in power with my tank, which was the Boba Fett Slave 1. So, I could take in either Slave 1 or TIE Advanced, but TIE Advanced just gives me the offensive edge that I'm kind of looking for. And since they're basically all attackers down in the bottom, they should come out with logical progression. Normally it's going to be Phantom, and then it's going to be TIE Advanced, which I know that he's got a higher priority, and then it comes Ghost. So yeah, that's kind of how I want it as well. Let's see, any Malik. I don't have any Malik in the top 20. Thank you. And let's see, Alexander said, couldn't you beat Night Sisters in 2 seconds with the Imperial Troopers? Probably not, because the Night Sister team they're using is an anti-Imperial Trooper team, but possibly. Vormax says, what's up, Warrior? What's going on, brother? All right, let's do a battle. Like I said, this guy doesn't have a payout for like 10.5 hours, and I'm at 8.5 hours, so I'm just going to do a battle so you guys can kind of see. Ships is one of those developing things that strategies will kind of change. It's really bad when they don't stun anybody, because if they don't stun anybody, they're going to die quick. The damage output on my team is ridiculous. Let's take this to 2x speed so we can enjoy the destruction of his team. There goes his tank. So that was fast. Let's go ahead and take out TIE Advanced. And that's a little too slow. I just can't do it. Sorry. I want to enjoy it, but man. Let's go ahead and heal up, and let's neuter their team offensively. There we go. And let's go ahead and do a shot, call an assist. Didn't need to. 50K, 52K on basic. Let's do another basic. 48K. And let's go ahead and bring in our Phantom 2. Who, by the way, has maxed reinforcements. So once I destroy this ship, I'll be able to bring another ship in. And they called an assist. They do that 70% of the time when it's a Geo shooting. 70% of the time. That's crazy. And here we go. Boom. 35% of the time they assist a non-Geo. So I got the assist on the one Geo because it's 70% of the time. And then my Phantom 2 went, and the Geo had a 35% likelihood of assisting, which it did. So good RNG. Sometimes they don't get the assists because RNG says, not today, but the damage output is insane. So quickly, so you can kind of see why I'm getting such great output on my characters. We're going to look at the ships really quick and the characters so you can see. So the 3 characters I have taken to gear 11, I will take them to gear 12, and I'll take them to gear 12 for the extra little bit of speed. There's not a lot, and the extra little bit of health, there's not a lot, and a little extra bit of damage, because I want to get Spy hitting for about 100K, and you can't do that until you get that gear 12. It's really painful to put all of this energy into Geos when they're really right now exclusively ships, but I do use them in territory wars, especially when there's those perks, and I use it in my own little grand arena. In fact, this is a very synergistic, powerful team for a 3 versus 3. Beats almost anything I've gone against. It's really powerful. So really excited about that. You'll also notice that I've done all the mods are level 15. Obviously, I need to take them to gold at some point, but can't right now. And you can't get any additional speed, health, or damage until they go 6E, and you can't go 6E until they're gear 12. So there's no need in slicing these mods for now, or even getting good mods on them. Just level 15 mods is all you need for now until you get to gear 12. But I put all the Omegas on Geo Soldier. I put all the Omegas on Sunfac. This was painful. This was painful. And all the Omegas on Geo Spy. So crazy. Okay, and so now let's look at their ships, because their ships are really in good shape as well. Not maxed out yet, but we're getting there. So all of them are level 85, the characters and the ships. Spy has his reinforcement maxed because I can force a taunt on someone else. I haven't used this yet, but at some point I will have to have this because the Houndstooths will start to get a little too strong on my leaderboard, and I'm going to have to use this as a workaround. The Houndstooths for now, even at gear 11 with double Zetas and a 5-star ship, level 85 5-star ship, I chew through it. Eventually that won't be the case at all. So definitely. The first thing you should max out on these is going to be your uniques. The uniques, this one's clandestine operation, gives basically every other Geo a really, really cool stat or stats. And so that's the first one you want to max out. I've shown this in other live streams, but there's some really great perks there. And then I've got his abilities at 7 and 7. And then here it's 7 and 7 and maxed out on Soldier. And it's 6, 7 and maxed out on Unique on Sunfac. So this one I need to do for some extra damage, 15% damage, and then stuns can't be resisted. So I need this one as well. So this is 15 plus 5 is 20. So I need 20 Omegas, which I'm only 7 off of. And then I need 15 and 20. I need 35 Mark IIIs. This is going to take a minute, but this definitely are the next 2 abilities that I am going to max out on these characters. Let's see. Can you still beat... I got a question. Can you still beat Revan with Finn Zeta? Alexander Chen asks. Not really. I haven't seen anyone do that effectively at the high end anytime recently, especially after the rework. And the Zeta doesn't make the difference at all on that. So let's see. If you had Houndstooth, who would you replace in your lineup? Good question. So when I do have Houndstooth, that's funny you ask. My Houndstooth just is sucky. So he sits on the bench getting developed, and he will come in. He will come in. I've got, obviously, his abilities at 5 and 6, level 81. I'm trying to get his level up to 85, but obviously I'm saving my currency for my ship that's already 7 stars, but waiting for the promotion. I've got him personally level 80, and he's almost level 8. I need this bad. We're almost there because I get his payout once he gets to level 8. So some of this stuff's locked until you get there. And so I definitely want to unlock payout for him, get him to gear 8. But the ship, I mean, you saw my ships. My Geos are hitting for 50K on basics. Other ships on my leaderboard are hitting for 30 to 50K on their basics. You know, the Kylo Ren unmasked ships, the TIE Silencer. You've got some of the TIE advanced ships hitting for that much. So you got to be able to survive a 50K hit. And right now I'm only at like 65,000, 64, 63,000 health and protection total. And the ship is like god awful slow. So it's not going to benefit me anything. Plus you lose the synergy of all 3 Geos together. But when this guy gets up, and I will continue to develop it and get it up, I'm going to put it in the front 3 with Sunfac and Soldier. And then my first reinforcement will actually be Spy. And the reason for that is when I get to this point where everybody has maxed out Houndstooths, my Houndstooth will be there to just create durability and like frustration and prevent them from killing my team. And Sunfac is the second best tank in the game, durability wise. So I'll have 2 of the most durable tanks up front. It's just going to create a nightmare with them taunting. No one will be able to get through that really. And then I'll have my Geo and my other Geo come in, and I'll be able to force taunt on a different ship, and then my Geos will do their thing, triple mollywop, kill the other ship that's, false taunted. And it kind of works around using Thrawn. Thrawn will obviously always target their Houndstooth once it comes to that point, if Houndstooth is still around. So it just gives me the ability to always ensure that I can win on offense. And that's really the whole point about this. Everybody can beat everybody. But the Houndstooth for me isn't developed quite yet, but he is in my favorites. You can see I've got Wedge, Biston, Biggs, and Cassian, all rebels that I'm developing, but TIE Advanced is still up there as my dark side, and Houndstooth is up there as my dark side. And you saw that was all my farming for the ship, and for Bosk today was basically everything that I had. So yeah, pretty cool. He's a massive damage dealer for sure. And it looks like we got those taken care of. Oh, and I haven't even purchased anything from the store. Let's see what's in the store. Skip past all that yummy stuff. Come down here to all the ghetto free stuff, because the ghetto free stuff is still good. Look at that. I have none of that, and I need it for everybody. Boom. And Mark IV, I need those. That completes a Mark IV for me. Very good. I need these. Very good. Yeah, for the whale store, I got me some Carbantes. Definitely going for Cassian's ship. Need it 5 stars. And I've got enough to do some more Bistan. And in the guild store, everyone's saying, save your currency until May 5th. But for me, that doesn't matter. I'm not on track with everybody else. So Dengar showed up. And so I try to always keep at least 1,000 currency in here so I can always buy multiple characters when needed. So that's about the only one necessary in there. So while there's a pillar system for the guild store and it showcases the priority of which characters you should max out first, you got to remember too that these characters show up willy-nilly through rotations. So if we go back to the pillar system really quick, you'll see the guild store. It went Stark and then Dengar, so priority number 1 and 2, and then Jin. But if you notice, I have Jin Urso and Dengar equally the same star level wise. And I've even got Poplu and Logray at to like 3 stars. And that's because these guys don't show up at the exact same time. So you kind of have to buy all 5 at once, but priority should always go to someone. And that's where the pillar system comes in to prioritize who you're going to be purchasing first, second, third, so on and so forth. In here, I am purchasing Princess Leia and Stormtrooper Han equally. They're both at 51 and 51. You can see that. But I'm also taking some time when I don't have enough to do both Princess Leia and the other one equal. I do some Cassian because I need to get Cassian up for his ship. So much divide and conquer. It's not even funny. We need Biggs, so we're going to go ahead and do that. That's actually a really fast farm if you focus on it. And on here, we're going to go K2SO because we're, again, trying to develop Cassian's ship. And then we're going to go Biggs because we're trying to finish him off as well. Never have money for this, but eventually one day I'll hopefully have a bunch of excess currency. Not, but I'm an optimist. I'm a perpetual optimist. And then we've got some of this. Yesterday I had like over 3,000, 3,500, something like that. I'm really being picky as to what I buy. You can see I bought Biggs. And that was it. And I'm really keeping my resources and hyper focusing on those characters I find are most important in Pillar 1 and 2. Guild Event Store. I don't have enough now for Wampa, but I am halfway there for Wampa. Pretty excited about that. And I skip most of the time gear because I'm looking for ships that are kind of difficult to get. And I'm still going for Cassian, trying to get him up as fast as possible. So we'll do that. And then I do now get some shard shop currency. Not a ton, but enough to purchase things out of here occasionally. So not often, but a little bit. And there we go. Well, let's see. We have another question. What are you using your crystals on? Well, David, if you watch the live stream, I bought 3 of the mod energy. Took that there. I bought 3 of the Cantina energy. I bought 3 of the regular energy. And I bought 1 of this energy, leaving myself with 150, which allows for me to do refreshes in arenas if needed. Well, specifically squad arena if needed. Sometimes I drop out of the top 30 in squad arena and I have to do more than just 5 battles to get back up to the top. So I like to keep some of that. It all depends on how many crystals you have as to how much of it you should spend, but regular energy is always, always, always number 1 priority. Cantina is always, always, always number 2 priority. And then the other 2 become lesser of a priority. And then you can work on it with this being more important than ships because obviously mod energy helps you with mods, and bottom line, mods are kind of everything in this game. So with that said, it is 11:48. I actually supposed to be at work in 12 minutes. I'm not going to make it, but I wanted to hang out with you guys and gals. And so really quick, someone says, what's going on in the guild store in May 5th? I don't have any idea, you guys, honestly. The Game Changer program doesn't exist. The Game Changer program is an EA program, and we're still Game Changers with EA, but EA doesn't have a Game Changer program with this game anymore. So there is no EA Game Changer program working with Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. And there hasn't been any real communication or anything, to be completely frank, with EA or with Capital Games. Capital Games is just choosing not to participate in that Game Changer program. So they're trying to create their own Game Changer program, but they haven't actually launched it yet. And I'm not really sure what it will entail or what it will even do. So unfortunately, there really isn't a Game Changer program. They don't talk to us and they don't share stuff with us. If you guys have been watching any of us, you know that. So we have no idea. I'm sure there's something cool coming on May 5th because somebody knows something. So that's cool, but we're definitely not in the know. I did go on to one of the whale chats in Slack. Didn't realize until I was tagged I was even in it because I'm in 200 channels. But I was like, what is this? And I saw the 8 different developers just chatty Cathying it up with all the whales. And so that rubbed me wrong a little bit because I'm a whale and I could, chat with them in this Slack channel, but I can't chat with them in the Game Changer channel that they've created. It's like crickets chirping in that channel. It made me sad that they are not willing to even at this level even do basic communication with us on basic things. So I tried to schedule a conversation with their team, talked to 1 or 2 of them on Monday, and apparently they were sick. So they weren't able to chat with me. And it's not like I'm going to get anything accomplished anyway. I just want them to know how I feel. I'm a straight shooter. I'm very forward, and I want to tell them, kill the program. If it's not a program, it's not a program. Stop having these other 30 game changers holding on to everything, waiting when it's not really a thing. Just kill it and let them know and move on and move on. Or use us as opportunities and assets to be able to share your product. Obviously we don't want to be controlled and have to tell, everybody what you think. We want to tell them what we think, but either make it a program or kill the program, but don't sit in this netherlands of nothingness in the middle, and drag it on for months on end. It's not really, it's not righteous. It's not fair. And it's definitely not good business or sound business. And from a whale perspective, Kraken Mayu perspective on my other account, it rubs me wrong bad that they're just not willing to chat with us. And the truth is, there hasn't been known intentional leaks from game changers in history. None that were known leaks that were proven intentional. There were 2 unintentional leaks from using a developer account by Mobile Gamer. It was an accident. Both times he was with developers or was given stuff by developers that he was using and accidentally leaked. One was a little picture of IG 2000 and one was when you went to Gear 12 before Gear 12 was a thing. And both of those were accidental. Never has there been an intentional leak in the history of the game. There was a possibility of McMole possibly leaking stuff, but I don't necessarily know all of the details to that. They never shared that. So I don't know why they don't have trust in us other than we share our opinions. And I just have a feeling they don't like our opinion, which is fine. So kill the program and let's all move on. That's basically my thoughts on that. Anyway, I am glad you guys all came by and chatted with me today and hung out. I was glad I was able to do a little bit of battles and kind of get you all up to date. I got to get out of here, but as always, make sure you guys keep your gaming on. Warrior out.